Welcome to our 10th annual Santa Tracking Stream version of my weather presentation, where I give ETAs and the forecast for Santa's arrival for various locations across the world. Is this like my third annual year doing these ETAs? I believe so. We're about 50 minutes until the NORAD Track Santa countdown ends and Santa starts making prep at the North Pole, honestly. And we're going to start this. So, preface this, right now, ETAs will at least have a margin of error, or at least in some locations, of 1 to 5 minutes. I will tell you, though, I had 1 to 10 minute margin of errors last year. So, I think I've improved my ETAs just by a little bit this year. So, we'll see how that goes. But at best case scenario, maybe some of them will be 1 to 5 minutes off. So, we'll see. Let's get started. Okay, what's the first one? Well, of course, Santa taking off from the North Pole. His ETD as an estimated time of departure, 11 UTC, I'm expecting. If you don't know, that's the same as GMT. But this is the universal time in a 24-hour format, which is what the ISS uses, for example. And although the North Pole has all the time zones coming together at once because of where it's situated at, in my opinion, UTC is the best way to look at North Pole time, because since they don't have an official time zone that we know of, UTC to me is the best universal time to base that off of. So 11 UTC is his projected takeoff, mostly cloudy skies, a temperature of negative 15 degrees Fahrenheit or negative 26 degrees Celsius. Okay. Magadan, Russia, 10:07 p.m. Magadan time, mostly cloudy, 0 degrees Fahrenheit or negative 18 degrees Celsius. Oh, Lord. I don't know where to start with this one. Shout out to Harlee for suggesting this. I'm going to try. There's no way I actually get this right, though. Tau Mata Wakata Tain Haina Ko, I don't know. OU Tamatit Your Puka Piki Manga Horo Yunk You Pokai Win You Ak Ita Tan Nachu, New Zealand. It's the longest name. Correct me if I'm wrong on this. I know it's the longest name in New Zealand, but it's the longest name in the world, right, Harlee? Anyway, that's in New Zealand with an estimated time of arrival, 12:49 a.m. New Zealand Daylight Time. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Partly to mostly clear and windy, too. I will tell you, although it's dry and clearer up at that place that I will not repeat again, it's cloudier and stormier down south on the South Island of New Zealand. That's where it's going to be colder and some storms are possible. But for the longest name in the world, it's going to be pretty dry there and warmer as well. Let's move on. International Space Station. Okay. My estimated time of arrival was 11:59 UTC, and I projected near New Zealand this year. We'll see what happens. I have to preface that this is the one spot where the margin of error could be more than 1 to 5 minutes. Like last year, the prediction was hours off, where I predicted it somewhere across the Indo-Pacific near like Thailand-ish. That's what I said last year. This year, we're going completely different. Although I will tell you, I did a lot more research. On this year, to be honest with you. And I don't know. I have a feeling that I may be more accurate. Will it be in a 1 to 5 minute margin of error? I don't know, but I have a feeling I'll be more accurate this year as I did a lot more research. Anyway, very cold out there, negative 250 degrees Fahrenheit or negative 157 degrees Celsius at the ISS, and a G1 geomagnetic storm is possible. That means if you're pretty far north on Earth, northern lights could be possible, but we're talking a lot further north than most of the U.S. I mean, very north half of, or north part of the U.S., maybe a little bit of northern light action. But other than that, a lot of it's going to stay in Canada and areas north. But for the spacecraft, and particularly on the ISS, there could be some minor spacecraft interference. Nothing crazy, but something to think about as Santa makes his way up to the ISS. There just could be a little bit of interference. Like I said, near 11:59 UTC, maybe near New Zealand. We'll see. We'll see how close I am this year. Okay, McMurdo Station, Antarctica, a ETA of 1:06 a.m. New Zealand Daylight Time, clear and calm, temperature of 25 Fahrenheit, -4 Celsius. Sydney, Australia, I'm thinking about 12:35 a.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time, partly to mostly cloudy, maybe an isolated storm too. Temperature of 70 degrees Fahrenheit or 21 degrees Celsius. Okay, we're going to Osaka, Japan? Not quite sure with that. 11:09 p.m. Japan Standard Time. Gloomy, maybe some drizzle around. A temperature of 50 degrees Fahrenheit or 10 degrees Celsius. Seoul, South Korea, 11:24 p.m. Korea Standard Time. Mostly clear, 27 degrees Fahrenheit or -3 degrees Celsius. Chongqing? I don't know. China, ETA 10:58 p.m. China Standard Time, mostly cloudy, temperature of 50 degrees, 10 degrees Celsius. Harlee saying my pronunciation is awful. I'm not surprised. You're the one who assigned me these harder ones to pronounce, so, I mean, hey, I'm sorry. Singapore, ETA 11:46 p.m. Singapore time, partly cloudy, 79 degrees Fahrenheit or 26 degrees Celsius. New Delhi, India, ETA of 10:21 p.m. India Standard Time, clear and calm, a temperature of 56 degrees or 13 degrees Celsius. Kuwait City, Kuwait, I am projecting an ETA of 10:04 p.m. AST. Is that a typo? Is that the actual time zone? Now I'm wondering if I didn't change that or if that's the actual time zone. Somebody fact check me on that. But mostly clear in the local time zone at 10:04. I will tell you that. 63 degrees Fahrenheit or 17 degrees Celsius. Thank you. I brushed up on that for sure, Harlee. The others not so much. Dubai, in the United Arab Emirates, an ETA of 9:45 p.m. local time, partly cloudy, 70 degrees Fahrenheit or 21 degrees Celsius. Port aux Frances in the French southern Antarctic lands. We are looking at an ETA of around 11:33 p.m. local time, cloudy, windy conditions, maybe some drizzle around. Temperature of 45 degrees Fahrenheit or 7 degrees Celsius. NORAD goes live in 43 minutes for prep, so you can track what he's doing at the North Pole, but in 2 hours and 43 minutes is when he takes off. Okay, and Nairobi, Kenya, 9:50 p.m. Eastern Africa time, isolated storm, partly cloudy, 65 degrees Fahrenheit or 18 degrees Celsius. Let's see, Adana, Turkey, ETA of 10:09 p.m. Eastern European Standard Time, partly to mostly clear. Temperature of 51 degrees Fahrenheit or 11 Celsius. St. Petersburg, Russia, ETA of 10:17 p.m. Moscow Standard Time. Mostly cloudy, 29 degrees Fahrenheit or -2 Celsius. For Helsinki, Finland, ETA of 9:30 p.m. Eastern European Time, partly to mostly clear, temperature of 29 degrees Fahrenheit or -2 Celsius. Cape Town, South Africa, I am projecting partly to mostly clear skies, breezy winds, temperature of 67 degrees Fahrenheit or 19 degrees Celsius. Lagos, Nigeria, ETA of 10:07 p.m. Western Africa Time, partly to mostly clear, 81 degrees when Santa delivers. Insane. In Fahrenheit, at least 27 degrees Celsius. Going on over to Rome, Italy, ETA 10:26 p.m. Central European Time, cloudy. Storms are possible, 48 degrees Fahrenheit or 9 degrees Celsius. Oslo, Norway, ETA of 11:02 p.m. Central European Time, partly to mostly clear, 25 degrees Fahrenheit at its arrival or -4 Celsius. Ooh, Harlee, another one of these harder ones that you suggested for me. Ouagadougou, Burkina Faso. Not even close. ETA, 11:08 p.m. GMT. Clear and calm conditions at a temperature of 78 degrees Fahrenheit or 26 degrees Celsius. Here we go, Harlee. Truro, England, ETA, 11:39 p.m. GMT. Clear with a breeze, 35 degrees Fahrenheit or 2 degrees Celsius. London, England, I'm projecting 11:41 p.m. GMT, mostly clear skies, 39 degrees Fahrenheit or 4 degrees Celsius. Belfast, Northern Ireland, ETA, 11:48 p.m. GMT, partly cloudy, 40 degrees Fahrenheit or 4 degrees Celsius. Dublin, Ireland, 11:49, just a minute later, GMT, partly to mostly cloudy, 43 degrees Fahrenheit or 6 degrees Celsius. What is this, like Tasselak, Greenland? ETA, 11:45 p.m. Western Greenland time. It could be snowy and windy out there. 28 degrees Fahrenheit, -2 Celsius. Really, one of the only places in my weather presentation where you could actually see snow, at least widespread. Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, an ETA of 10:05 p.m. Brazil time. Mostly clear, 82 degrees, another really warm spot, Fahrenheit, 28 degrees Celsius. Bridgetown, Barbados, ETA, 9:29 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time, partly to mostly clear, 77 degrees Fahrenheit or 25 degrees Celsius. St. John's, Newfoundland, and Labrador, ETA, 10:39 p.m. Newfoundland Standard Time. Cloudy skies, 25 degrees Fahrenheit or -4 Celsius. Amazon Rainforest, Brazil, ETA of about 10:36 p.m. Local time, scattered storms, partly to mostly cloudy, 75 degrees Fahrenheit or 24 degrees Celsius. Orlando, Florida, an ETA of 10:08 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, clear and calm, 63 degrees Fahrenheit or 17 degrees Celsius. Columbus, Georgia, this can also be used for that town that's right across the river from Columbus and far east Alabama as well. ETA of 10:13 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, partly cloudy skies, 61 Fahrenheit or 16 Celsius. Coming over to Washington, D.C., an ETA of about 10:28 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, mostly cloudy skies, 37 degrees Fahrenheit or 3 Celsius. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, again, it's a hard one because NORAD has one stops in like more southeastern Pennsylvania and then also northwestern Pennsylvania. So I just went safe, went with the first one, south central, in my ETA prediction, and just put that for Pittsburgh just to be on the safe side. Worst case scenario, you go to sleep earlier than you need to. Always wise. ETA, 10:31 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, cloudy and calm, temperature of 34 degrees Fahrenheit or 1 Celsius. New York City, New York, an ETA of about 10:36 p.m. Eastern Time, partly cloudy, right at freezing, 32 Fahrenheit or 0 Celsius. Boston, Massachusetts, an ETA of 10:42 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, partly to mostly cloudy, 25 Fahrenheit, -4 Celsius. New Haven, Connecticut, an ETA of about 10:45 Eastern Standard Time, partly cloudy skies, 29 degrees Fahrenheit or -2 Celsius. Buffalo, New York, ETA of about 11:11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, cloudy and calm, 32 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 Celsius. Cincinnati, Ohio, about an ETA of about 11:26 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, mostly cloudy skies, isolated storms, 47 degrees Fahrenheit or 8 Celsius. Indianapolis, Indiana, an ETA of about 11:31 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, showers around, gloomy conditions, 52 degrees Fahrenheit or 11 Celsius. Montgomery, Alabama, an ETA of 10:37 p.m. Central Standard Time, partly to mostly clear, 60 Fahrenheit or 16 Celsius. Cancun, Mexico, I'm projecting 11:42 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, partly to mostly cloudy, 79 degrees Fahrenheit or 26 degrees Celsius. St. Louis, Missouri, I'm expecting 11:20 p.m. Central Standard Time, partly cloudy skies, 60 Fahrenheit or 14 Celsius. Chicago, Illinois, 11:35 p.m. CST, although if you're in the suburbs of Chicago just south of like downtown, it could be more like 11:29 p.m. CST when he goes to Munster, comes over the South Chicago metro area. Gloom and drizzle, 40 degrees Fahrenheit or 4 degrees Celsius. Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, I'm projecting 12:07 a.m. Central Standard Time, partly to mostly clear skies, 64 Fahrenheit or 18 Celsius. Houston, Texas, an ETA of 12:14 a.m. Central Standard Time, low clouds and fog are possible, 67 Fahrenheit or 19 degrees Celsius. Colorado Springs, Colorado, the home of NORAD, ETA 11:41 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, mostly clear skies, 43 Fahrenheit or 6 Celsius. Moab, Utah, an ETA of 11:45 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, gloom and drizzle, 57 degrees Fahrenheit or 14 Celsius. Yellowknife, Canada, in the Northwest Territories, I'm expecting 12:02 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, partly cloudy skies, negative 25 Celsius or negative 25 Fahrenheit, negative 32 Celsius. Pocatello, Idaho, which if you don't know, that's the area that I live in now. An ETA of 12:20 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Gloom, rain, and wind. It will be interesting to see how Santa does as he comes into my area. Also pray for Starlink to be good in the windy and rainy conditions. 48 degrees Fahrenheit, 9 degrees Celsius. Albuquerque, New Mexico, ETA of 12:27 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, partly to mostly clear skies, 50 Fahrenheit or 10 Celsius. Cabo San Lucas, Mexico, an ETA of 12:36 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, partly cloudy skies, 75 degrees Fahrenheit, 24 degrees Celsius. San Diego, California, ETA of about 11:42 Pacific Standard Time, gloomy and stormy, 62 degrees Fahrenheit or 7 degrees Celsius. Las Vegas, Nevada, ETA of 11:47 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, rain showers, 57 Fahrenheit or 14 degrees Celsius. Portland, Oregon, shout out to Odin, ETA of 12:05 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, mostly cloudy skies, 41 degrees Fahrenheit or 5 degrees Celsius. Seattle, Washington, I am projecting 12:08 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, partly cloudy skies, 43 Fahrenheit or 6 Celsius. Fairbanks, Alaska, could be right around 11:29 p.m. Alaska Standard Time. Gloomy and foggy, a temperature of -5 Fahrenheit or -21 Celsius. Honolulu, Hawaii, an ETA of about 11:23 p.m. Hawaii Aleutian Standard Time, partly cloudy skies, 72 Fahrenheit or 22 degrees Celsius. And finally, wrapping up at the North Pole, he lands back at the North Pole at around 10:12, I'm projecting, UTC on December 25th, with partly cloudy conditions, a temperature of -20 Fahrenheit or -29 Celsius. That is my weather presentation with the ETAs upon Santa's arrival for various locations across the world. I hope you enjoy this year's edition. Again, a lot of these may have a margin of error of 1 to 5 minutes, and we'll see if I can somehow manage that to also be the case for my ISS prediction. But if not, I can guarantee you everything else, most likely, other than the ISS, can at least be expected in the margin of error of 1 to 5 minutes, which is even an improvement from last year. Thank you guys so much for watching. We got just about a half an hour until the NORAD Santa Tracker countdown ends, so stay tuned. We'll be live all day and night.